Court will come to order. It is Monday, November the 21st, 2022. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and the Kerr County Commissioners Court is now in session for a special meeting. We'll have no perfunctory things. We'll move right on to the consideration agenda. 1.1 is to canvass the official election results for the 2022 November general election. Mr. Reeves.
Good morning, gentlemen. For you, Judge, is a sealed envelope with the canvass returns. If you'll verify that you did receive it sealed, I'd appreciate it.
So noted.
If, inside there, the official returns is compiled by my office. We do need the results read into the record. If somebody could open them, I have a copy for each one of you.
I pass the envelope to the commissioners that have knives in their pockets.
We're going to take a corner off your man card, not having a knife on it.
Well, it's in the truck. I didn't bring it in today.
Don't ask what else we got.
I believe there's copies for each one of you.
Okay. This is the court report. If you pass that down to her. And county clerk, if you'll pass that down to her. And then here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay.
And as you read through the totals, gentlemen, you will notice towards the back there will be some races reported for various school districts in the Headwaters Conservation District. You do not need to canvass those, but on the last page is the results of the bond election. You will need to read those into the record. So however you would like to start with those.
Well, you're going to read them all, is that right? Or you want us to?
I would prefer the court to.
And this will be on every race, every candidate?
Every race, Ms. Alford, do they need the undervotes and overvotes recorded?
No, not the over, just the results for each candidate.
The totals, which would be in the green column to the far right hand side. For example, Chip Roy, 17,712 votes. Claudia Zapata, 4,555. Something to that effect.
Okay.
Each precinct?
Each precinct, all precincts are combined in this.
Okay.
Cumulative.
So we just need the one reading.
The one reading.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Then I will read the results of the general election. It was held on November the 8th. For the United States Representative, Chip Roy received 17,712 votes, and Claudia Andreana Zapata received 4,555 votes. For the governor's race, Greg Abbott received 17,524 votes. Beto O'Rourke received 4,648 votes. Mark Tippett received 249 votes. And Delilah Barrios received 55 votes. And Jacqueline Abernathy received 3 votes. And Mark Galabi received 1. For the race for Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick received 17,267 votes, and Mike Collier received 4,649 votes. That's 1 vote different than Beto's, pretty close. And then Shanna Steele received 540 votes. Moving down to the Attorney General's race, Ken Paxton received 17,125 votes, and Rochelle Mercedes Garza received 4,683 votes, and Mark Ash received 611 votes. Okay, we've got to go to the reverse side of the page. Comptroller of Public Accounts, Glenn Hager received 17,681 votes, and Janet Duding received 4,273 votes, and V. Alonso Echeverria Garza received 387 votes. Commissioner of the General Land Office, Don Buckingham received 17,689 votes, and Jay Clayberg received 4,362 votes. Alfred Morrison Jr. received 270 votes, and Kerry Velyn, V-E-L-Y-N, Minger received 11 votes. Commissioner of Agriculture, Sid Miller received 17,587 votes. Susan Hayes received 4,726 votes. For the Railroad Commissioner, Wayne Christian received 17,426 votes, and Luke Warford received 4,196 votes, and Jamie Andres Diaz received 425 votes, and Hunter Wayne Crow received 236 votes. Moving on to the next page. Supreme Court Justice Place 3, Deborah Lerman received 17,526 votes. Aaron Knowles received 4,325 votes, and Thomas Edward Oxford received 451 votes. Justice Supreme Court Place 5, Rebecca Huddle received 17,733 votes, and Amanda Rychek received 4,519 votes. For Justice Supreme Court Place 9, Evan Young received 17,452 votes, and Julia Maldonado received 4,580 votes. Judge of the Court of Criminal Appeals, Scott Walker received 17,705 votes, and Dana Huffman received 4,526 votes. Turning to the back page of that. Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 6, Jesse F. McClure III received 17,742 votes, and Robert Johnson received 4,431 votes. For State Senator, Pete Flores received 17,624 votes, and Kathy Jones Hospid received 4,578 votes. State Representative Andrew Murr received 17,795 votes, and Joe P. Herrera received 4,450 votes. Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, Place 6, Todd McCrae received 17,488 votes, and Irene Rios received 4,490 votes. I believe that concludes that page. Next is Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, Place 7, Lori Valenzuela received 17,556 votes, and Rebecca Becky Palomo received 4,465 votes. Justice of the Peace, Precinct 4, William Ragsdale received 4,995 votes, and Dwight Snyder received 756 votes. Headwaters Underground Conservation District, we do this one too?
No,
We'll stop
Your
there?
Honor. You can skip over to the last page, the last three on the last page of that will be the bond proposition.
Okay. So moving past the other local elections, the Kerr County bond election, Proposition A, for 8,756, against 13,087, and Proposition B, for 9,296, and against 12,710. And then Prop C is 12,101 for, and 10,006 against.
12,102.
12,102. I stand corrected. I think we've read all the votes, the candidates' votes for the general election. Do we have a motion?
I move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Moving for the approval of the canvass of the general election. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. And Bob and Nadine, y'all did a great job. We're really proud of what you did.
Thank you, Judge, but it's not without a full team effort from my department. I brought election clerk, I'll embarrass her. First heavy one, she's out of work, Cynthia Tejeda. She's with us today, but also IT department, Sheriff's Department, the maintenance department. It takes a team effort, so thanking us, thanks all of us.
And we extend that compliments to everybody involved. It was just very well done, especially in the election climate that we had.
You had new places that people were voting. How did all of that go?
Very well received, Commissioner. One of them within your precinct, we moved from the end of the hills to a church that you recommended on Harper Road. They were more than happy to be of service to us. We were very pleased with that. This is the third election we've used early voting at what now is the West Kerr Annex, formerly the Ingram ISD Administration Building. That received a very heavy turnout this year, and we were very pleased with that. Jake at the event center and his staff with the room that we could spread out for early voting there also worked very good.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. We voted on it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next item on the agenda is item 1.2, which is to consider and approve a resolution canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the bond election. We read those results earlier. So is there a motion to accept the bond election results?
There is a resolution. The signature pages are not on your copy. It requires 3 copies. The county clerk has it. That the judge and the county clerk will need to sign. Ms. Dowdy's passing around the signature pages. This resolution was prepared by our outside legal counsel at McCall, Parkhurst, and Portland.
Bob, it looks on here on the rules to fill in some of the numbers. To keep from having to use my math, do you have a combined total for the absentee and the early? Because it looks like we have to combine those.
In other words, what you're saying, Commissioner, I need to use my mouth?
That Tybee math you brag about.
That election day for Proposition A, election day voting was 2,379.
I got those. I need the, I need the one we gotta
I
add.
thought it was
The early.
The early, which includes
And
the
mail-in.
absentee, I think.
Probably,
Yes.
is that what it says on there?
It says early votes including mail ballots, so I presume those are the
That would be,
absentee.
the absentee.
yeah.
Does somebody have a calculator?
Yeah, I've got some
Failed to do that.
Proposition A. 46377.
I apologize for this, gentlemen.
Well, I'm done.
I'll keep C.
Did you see? Okay.
They didn't delegate that to United, did they?
Do what?
They didn't delegate that to United, did they?
Commissioner, do you want to compare what you got to mine?
On the A, I have early, the first line 6377
Yes, sir.
and then 8810.
Yes, sir.
And then election day 2379 and 4277.
That's correct. On Proposition B, I have 6606 for my apologies, for, and 8683 against.
That's what I had.
Proposition C, for, 8,608. 6,832 against.
I didn't do that one.
Yeah.
How many against?
6832.
6832.
Or is it 6842?
That sounds a little bit different than what I got.
Here again, Commissioners, Tabby Hay, I have to apologize to Dr. Fowler.
For C, I had 11,186 for and against
You're out.
9,512.
You're adding too much.
Adding too much?
It's 916 plus 759.
I got you.
I came up with
Adding it up.
8508.
8508 instead of 8608?
8508,
Yes.
489,
Okay.
635. 6842.
Okay.
So the 6832 is correct.
No,
42.
6842.
It's 8508 and 6842.
So let's go back over
That
these
makes
numbers so
sense.
we have it clear in the record, okay?
You need to do all of them.
The vote count on the bond election Proposition A was 6,377 for, 8,810 against. The vote on Proposition B,
Well, let's do you gotta do the election day ones too, so we
That
get
was just early voting and absentee.
election day was 2,379 for and 4,277 against.
For a total of 8,756 against. One-
no,
13
4.
For, we're gonna get it right, yeah. 8,756 for, 13,087 against as a total.
It's total.
Right.
Proposition B, early voting and absentee or ballots by mail, 6,606 for, 8,683 against. Election day, 2,694, 4,027 against. Total, 9,296 for, 12,710 against. Proposition C, early voting, 8,608,
Thought we changed that to 5.
Yeah, 5 is what I got.
8,000,
8,508.
Right.
8,508. Voting for and early voting. On election day, 3,594. For a total of 12,102 voting for the proposition. Voting against the proposition. Absentee and early voting, 6,842. Voting against, 3,164 on election day. Total votes against this proposition, 10,006.
Bob, it looks like on each one of these, we're supposed to come up with 3 other numbers too. Total votes cast, total number counted provisional ballots, and total number uncounted provisional.
Do you have those, Ms. Walker?
Um,
Total votes cast, I can give you.
yeah, 146 provisionals submitted,
Which-
37 accepted.
Is it the same for all of them?
Yes.
What were those numbers?
146 total provisionals and 37 accepted.
So total number of county provisional was
146.
counted,
No, that's a total.
total.
And 37 was counted out of that 146.
So we gotta subtract those two. For here.
And then you
146 minus 37. So that'd be the total number counted is 37, total number uncounted is 109. And what was the total votes cast?
Total votes cast for Proposition A, 21,843. Total votes casted for Proposition B, 22,006. Total votes cast for Proposition C, 22,108.
We got them all now?
I think we got them all. I make a motion that we approve the resolution as read into the record.
Second.
Question, I apologize. Do we have to declare, the agenda item talks about declaring the results. Does that
The-
motion take care of that?
I would assume so.
Canvassing the returns and declaring the results.
The motion language that I presented before you came from bond counsel.
That's this one right here.
No, sir, it's the one page.
Here's the one thing.
Right there.
That's the canvas.
I handed some items.
The resolution.
Yeah, the resolution
It's
has.
the back page, isn't it?
This section, section where it says 2, 3, and 4, it says section 2 says the majority of qualified voters for Kerr County voted in the election having voted. Proposition A, the court hereby finds determines this proposition failed with the election. And 3 is the majority of qualified
Nadine,
voters
is it
of the
this?
county voted in the election and
Is that what you're
voted against Proposition B. The court hereby finds and determines this proposition failed. And the majority of qualified voters for the county voted in the election and voted for Proposition C. The court hereby finds and determines that this proposition carried at the election and that the court hereby accordingly authorized to issue bonds and levy a tax in accordance with the authority granted proposition and with law.
Commissioner, in the back of your agenda, is it something?
This one right here. Is that what you're talking about? That's what he just was reading.
The motion,
Oh,
Let me rescind my previous motion and change it to, I move to adopt a resolution canvassing the returns and declaring the results of a bond election.
Second.
so we've got a motion and a second to adopt a resolution canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the bond election. And those results are Prop A failed, Prop B failed, Prop C passed. Any other discussion? Anybody want to comment on the stinging rebuke we got in this election?
I think we asked for too much, and the timing was terrible. And
Timing.
the city just had a bond election,
That's-
so
that's
it was a
the-
lot of things.
Ingram ISD had a bond election.
Exactly.
England did, yeah. And it was, I've described it as a Cadillac ask for an F-150 need, so I think we went a little, that's what happens with committees. You know, you add a little more and then a little more, a little too much frosting, and the next thing you know, the cake falls over.
I think timing was more of it myself.
And the recession.
Oh, without a doubt. This administration.
And I think the other thing that is, animal control has been a front page issue for years, so people were aware of that.
Yeah.
The other two issues, people didn't really understand the full scope of them, I don't think. And I think that, I don't know how you get that across to the public, because those are not interesting items. I mean, they're not controversial. We need space, we need this, but it's not going to get a whole lot of coverage. And I think, majority of people I talked to didn't have a clue about the bond election period. So that shows that they just didn't know the issues. They read animal control. Oh yeah, we've heard about that. We know that's a problem.
Well, there was plenty of signage and plenty of people out there on both sides of it. So
Yeah.
the messaging was it's gonna raise taxes.
I said all along that I didn't think the people we brought in on the committee would have thought we had the needs we did, looking around the courthouse and what have you, till they looked themselves, looked behind the curtain, what we've been dealing with and what we have, our flaws and what have you, so.
Yeah, I think the challenge that we're gonna have is, in the next couple of months, we're gonna have to look at the needs, which were the critical ones. Animal control can be off the table, that can start moving. But the other ones, I mean, we've got to do something, and we're gonna have to figure out how to pay for it and get a plan in place to me that for the next couple of years as to how we implement those things that have to be done.
Yeah, the show barn outdoor arena definitely has some critical needs
Yeah,
right off the bat.
yeah,
Well, the indoor arena is not safe,
yeah.
Bingo.
and we know it's not safe, and we've got to do something about it.
That roof is really bad.
Yeah, that's gotta be done, but the concrete floor can be delayed.
Oh, of course.
So, I mean, there's immediate things that have to be done. It needs a concrete floor, in my opinion, but it needs the roof and electrical redone and plumbing first.
It's better heating.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time out there where I couldn't feel my feet, walking around behind kids and goats and
You
sheep.
remember it though, it's a memory.
Yes, it's a memory.
That's right.
It's all about the experience.
Yeah.
And then we gotta figure out the courthouse reshuffling. We've gotta do something with some of the space requirements here, so.
Well, I want to shout out to our Capital Improvement Planning Committee, the CIP. They worked 3 years on this thing. They have given of themselves a sacrifice for this county, and I feel sorry for them the most because they tried to give birth to what is a county that is at least in the 20th century, maybe not the 21st century, but. And I'm very saddened by the loss. But I'm listening to the people. The people are not happy with this court, and I don't know what that means, what it forebodes. But the people are not happy with us, and so we're going to have to respond to that.
We had a lot of single issue voters that came out for the animal control. If you look at the numbers, that's pretty obvious. A lot of people were going to come out for that, probably didn't even vote for the other two. So I don't know that that's an issue of somebody being angry with the court.
When people that talk to me were angry, I can tell you that. I got a lot of irate calls.
I haven't.
I haven't. I think, but if you look at this, what you said, Commissioner, the courthouse annex had more total votes cast than animal control.
Yeah, but this is single issue stuff.
Yeah.
If you
Anyway,
look at the numbers on, look at all three of them, and look at what happened with animal control. I think that you had a lot of people that voted only on that, and only positively on that.
okay, only
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah. They were for it, I mean, and it goes to your point of it being an emotional issue and a front page issue. It's both, because then you have, animal lovers and people who want to make sure we take care of our strays and find homes for them and all that.
Well, as a court, we got it handed to us, big time. And I don't know if we need to schedule a workshop or put together some sort of ad hoc committee to start working on what we can do to be in better favor in the eyes of the public. But this is a stinging rebuke.
I don't look at it like that.
I don't either.
I
I
don't.
don't think I wouldn't buy into that.
We're gonna have a workshop, we need to figure out the game plan going forward.
Right.
Like with the,
I'm not worried about my image, I'm worried about how we're gonna house
Yes.
everybody and appeal to the demands, the unfunded mandates and stuff. That's what we need to figure out what to do, because we gotta fund some of that stuff anyway, somewhere or other.
Do we have any other votes we have to take? We're taking all the necessary
I need
votes?
to vote. I need to vote on 1.2, right? Y'all didn't vote on it.
That's correct.
We've got a motion and a second
Yeah.
to accept the bond election results that have been already read into the record. Any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous. Is there anything else before the court today? There not being any, we are adjourned.